We're in one of Jacksonville and Northeast Florida's hottest and popular communities today, checking out this amazing home right behind me. We're gonna be going over this beautiful floor plan as well as discuss, just what it means to live in this community and why people love it so much. So let's get into this walkthrough right now and check it out. So starting off, as we come up to this beautiful home, you are gonna notice with a lot of homes here in Northeast Florida and Jacksonville, they all have this hardy board siding. It's kind of the siding of choice. But with this specific floor plan, it has that, but also you do get a nice sized front porch that also they did also put a coating on to kind of preserve the concrete underneath. So I like when builders do that. Then as we come in, we have this nice glass front door. It's an 8-foot door, which is a beautiful touch. What it does, in my opinion, is it definitely does give you a lot of natural light. It may also reduce some of your privacy, so that is one thing that if you want more of a private space, maybe the all glass isn't your go-to, or maybe instead it would make sense to add like a film to it or to haze it up in some different ways. But overall, just cool to have that in general for natural light. Then right away as we come in, we have our half bath downstairs for guests. And let me know in the comments, what do you think about this wallpaper? For me, I think it's very interesting. It's something we don't see super often, but I do like when the builders like to have some fun with it to kind of show you what you can do if you desired with them when you're building this specific home. In addition, they did a really cool tile here. Has a little bit of color in it, but just cool across the board to be able to change it up some from your typical woods or vinyl planks. So I do like to sometimes see when they incorporate some tile into the space instead. Then we come into the trifecta of the home, as I like to call it sometimes, which is our living room, our kitchen, our dining room. And right away, as you see here, the living room, tons of natural light. It's a really great size space. I mean, this is a nice size sectional and the space doesn't feel too small. So again, it's nice to see that, especially when it's a floor plan like this, which is one of their more popular floor plans here. So again, as we're going through this, if you have any questions about this floor plan, the community as a whole, or really anything else about living in and moving to Jacksonville, call me, text me, email me, as I love to answer any and all questions I get. Also feel free to drop in the comments anything that you want to as well. Then we get to the kitchen, and I'll be honest, I love the design features in this kitchen. And what I mean by that is you still do get those white cabinets for the island, which some people do love those white cabinets, but you do get this really nice oversized Kohler deep sink, and they offset all the white with gold hardware throughout, which I think looks amazing. Now, let me know what you think in the comments if you want, but I do love that gold look. And then also with the outer cabinets, they did more of that lighter brown to offset all the white. So that's something we don't see super often, but I do love that. It definitely does provide some color to the space. And then the backsplash, being a subway tile backsplash, is a nice touch as well, as the colors do kind of mix in with the white countertops and the brown cabinets. But most importantly, when it comes to these cabinets that I love, is these are all flat cabinets. This is not something that you see builders do very often. It really gives it a very modern look, a very modern element to it that we don't see with most floor plans or most builders here. But you could do that with them when you build this home if you wanted that. And not just this home, any home. It's just cool to see that. Then we do have our gas stovetop for our gas oven combo. The microwave will vent out as well. But by having the gas there, I do have to mention, this is a gas community, which is we're seeing more and more than nowadays, but for a long time, we didn't really have gas communities. So again, if you're someone who wants gas, this is a community that does offer that for you. And there are others, so if you want to know which ones, you have to just reach out to me. Then we get to our pantry here, and the pantry is actually a really good size. Just to put some perspective in it, this is only half of the pantry. As we come further in, now they're not using it, with cabinetry as I hit my head, but if you need additional storage, this is a great size space for you with the fact that, you do get the pantry space here, but you still could use more if you wanted to. So utilizing the stairwell for that reason was really smart by the builder, just to be able to maximize the storage space, because when you live here in Jacksonville, Florida, storage is always gonna be super important to you, and having enough space for that, you can never have enough. Because again, we don't have basements here. We do, but they're called pools. So to have additional storage there does make a huge difference. Then for the dining room, I do like that they still continue the gold hardware with the light fixtures. You do get tons of recessed lighting. And this table here, it's a 6-seater table, but you could easily make it an 8-seater as well if you wanted to. So again, if you like to host and have large gatherings, you can have an 8-seater table here, plus the 4 seats at the island, plus all the space on the couch. I mean, you got plenty to work with. Then we come to our backyard. In the backyard, I just want to highlight real quick before we go upstairs. As the backyard, you do get this nice, large back porch. You could easily screen it in if you wanted to. They just didn't screen this one in to kind of give you an idea of the rest of the space. But again, it has the space over there with the gas hookup if you want to do an outdoor kitchen. If you want to have a pool, a lot of these lots will give you that ability, especially one like this where it's a 2-story, so it doesn't go as deep. And so again, you could easily do a pool back there, or as you see here, you could just turf it in and just have more space for the kids to play and less to maintain during the summertime when the grass grows super quick. So that's the downstairs of this beautiful home. But let's now go upstairs, as I'm sure you want to see what that primary bedroom looks like, as well as what the rest of the upstairs looks like as well. So right away as we come upstairs, we have a really good sized loft up here. Again, even with the ceiling fan up here, they're continuing a lot of those gold accents, gold elements that tie in with the first floor fixtures as well, which I think is really cool. Not something that you're required to do, but it's really cool when you see a designer do something like that. And it gives you ideas what you could do with your space when you buy this specific home or any other homes in the future. But this loft up here is great for not guests, but it's great for kids. It's great for more of that, winding down area to where if you want to keep the downstairs more for formal gatherings or for when you have large, groups of people over, up here can be on your day-to-day, area to be able to relax, to be able to watch TV before bed before you walk down the hall to your primary, bedroom. But again, if you want to make it a game room for the kids, you can easily do that as well. So that way, if they want to invite friends and family over or friends over to play different games, they definitely could up here. So I do like seeing that. Now you will also notice up here, it is all carpet. You will have options to change that if you desired, but in this case, they did do the all carpet up here. And then starting off, we do have our primary bathroom. So this primary bathroom, as you see, we do get the double vanity here. They still incorporated all that gold hardware. And with here, they did that white on white, just like the island downstairs had. And then as we continue through, we do have our shower tub combo. Now, as you'll see here, the tile does not go up to the ceiling, which means that this is going to most likely be their standard look. I personally like when the builder goes up to the ceiling with their tile, and they probably do, but that's gonna be something that is going to be an upgrade if you wanted it. So again, if you want to know more about what the upgrades are in this home, just reach out to me so we go over all that. What I can tell you is that when you're deciding on what upgrades to do and not do, that is one of those that I always suggest you do because it does kind of complete the look of the home, or at least of the bathroom. It gives it a very finished look when you go up to the ceiling. As far as for this bedroom, as you can see here, it's more developed as a nursery. It is going to be one of the bedrooms upstairs, so you could easily put a full-size bed here or a queen-size bed. But again, they give different looks to give you different ideas what you can do with it. And you do have, your closet here, which is a standard size. But what I do like is they did the sliding doors for it, which does kind of give it more of a finished look, more of a higher end look. And again, you don't have those pesky bifolds that constantly break. So then as we continue moving through, we get to bedroom number 2 up here. This is gonna be the second guest bedroom. In this bedroom here, we have the same standard size closet. And then we have the bedroom here where we have our full-size bed, which could also be a queen if you wanted it to, as well as some nice size nightstands to really give you an idea that, it's a bigger space than maybe it can show because of the fact that you can fit so much furniture in here. So I do like seeing that, because it does give you an idea of just how you can lay out the bedroom. Then as we come back to the other side of the house, again, the best part, if you ask me, for up here, we're gonna get to our laundry room and our primary bedroom. So before we go to the primary, we're just gonna quickly peek our head in here. And this can be our laundry room. So we have our washer dryer combo. The dryer will be for electric or for gas. It's gonna be your choice. The builder did continue the same cabinets as downstairs up here as well. And we also do have our sink upstairs, which is not always a guarantee to get. You know, I get people asking me all the time that, hey, I want to have a sink in the laundry room, and sometimes it's possible, sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's a standard with the builder, sometimes it's an upgrade. So again, if you need to know which ones give you that, you just got to reach out to me, so that way, you know, I can help you with that to figure out which floor plans give you that sink. As far as the primary bedroom, as you see here, you know, we do have, you know, a really good size space. I mean, this is a king size bed with really large nightstands, and I mean, tons of recessed lighting in here, the ceiling fan. I mean, just overall gives you a lot to work with up here, and really does make it the kind of primary that you want to come to at night to be able to relax in, due to its size and its privacy over here. We then have our bathroom over here. In this bathroom, whereas the other bathroom, they continued more of that island color palette with the white on white. With this bathroom, you can see here we have that wood finish with the white quartz countertops and the gold hardware. So I personally do love seeing that. And then I love this shower because of the fact that it's a true walk-in. You know, they continue the gold hardware here as well. Again, would have liked if they had gone to the ceiling with the tile, but then you also have this area over here where you can sit down if you need to. You can put your toiletries down here. You get some different options depending on what you're trying to do when you're in the bathroom. And then we do have our water closet back here as well. And keep in mind, there's not doors in these spaces because of the fact that while they are, you know, having these outdoors models, they don't put the doors up to make it easy for you to walk through. But again, when they eventually go to sell this, the doors will be up. So just keep that in mind. And then lastly, we do have our walk-in closet here, which is a good size. You know, definitely could be bigger, but overall gives you a lot of space here to work with. And again, they do just the wire racks, but you could easily do some custom closets in here if you desired. So overall, it definitely gives you a good starting point to work with, and then take it from there once the builder finishes your amazing home. So again, let's now discuss where we're at today, who the builder is, why this community is so popular, why people are constantly moving here, and again, just what all you can get at the price this house is worth for this house. So what did you think about this floor plan? It's a little different having all the bedrooms upstairs and, you know, all the common area downstairs. Something that we don't see a ton necessarily here in Northeast Florida, but it is actually one of the most popular floor plans here in this community. Because, you know, where we're at today, we are in one of Jacksonville and Northeast Florida's most popular and hottest communities, but it's a community that's been around for quite a while. You know, this community has been around for about 7 to 8 years, and it still has another 5 to 6 years to go. So again, if you're watching this and you really love what you saw today, and you know, this is a community that really stands out to you, you know, don't hesitate to reach out to me because they're going to be out here for quite a while. But as far as the community itself, you know, without leaving anything back, we are actually in the Rivertown community, which is located, as you guessed it, next to the St. Johns River here in North St. Johns County. What makes the Rivertown community so desirable is its location, being in St. Johns, because you get those amazing A-rated public schools, again, using sites like Great Schools as examples. In addition, you also do get some amazing amenities, as this master plan community has multiple amenity centers. Not every community can say that, but this one can. Now, what it does mean is you do get HOA fees. You also get what's called CED fees, which is a special assessment tax when you live and you own a home in these communities. So if you want to go into more detail about what those fees kind of go towards, reach out to me. I'm happy to do that. But as far as, you know, this location, people do also love it because, you know, you're not really in that heart of Jacksonville where all the hustle and bustle is. You are definitely more in a suburban area, but you're also not too far away if you need to go to Jacksonville, whether if you want to go to Jacksonville, St. John's Town Center, you're about 30 minutes away. Or if you want to go to the beaches, you're about 30, 45 minutes away. So you're not that far from some of those major attractions that people are going to go to on a day-to-day basis. In addition, what people love about Jacksonville as a whole is the fact that, you know, the prices here are still very desirable compared to other major cities in the Southeast. So again, when you're comparing here to Tampa or Orlando or Miami or Savannah or Atlanta in Georgia, we are still very well priced compared to all of those, which makes it a very desirable location for people when looking at where to move to if they're wanting to move to the Southeast. Obviously, the state income tax, or the lack of, also makes Florida very desirable for people as well. So realistically, what's cool too though with that is, again, if you want to make day trips or weekend trips to those major cities, they're all within 6 hours away. So, again, to get a little getaway, you could still do that while living here in Jacksonville, Northeast Florida. But overall, Rivertown, there are many different floor plans available with this builder. And the builder here in Rivertown, for the most part, is Mattamy Homes. There have been some other builders over the years, but Mattamy Homes has been, the predominant builder in Rivertown. And Mattamy Homes is it's a national home builder that really specializes in creating super energy efficient homes, which is very important when you're living in a southern city and southern state like you are in Florida, because of how hot it gets here during different times of the year. So overall, that does draw people to this community as well. But this floor plan we're in today, this is their Riley floor plan. Their Riley floor plan is around 2,096 square feet. It's a 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath floor plan, the way it's laid out, and it's the way you saw it today. And again, it's one of their top floor plans because of the fact that it gives you a lot to work with for the exterior with your backyard by giving you a lot of space there. And it has a great flow on the first floor and the second floor. I myself have worked with buyers who have bought this exact floor plan in the past, and they loved it for those reasons. But as far as the price and the incentives, for here in Rivertown, do keep in mind that those are going to both be subject to change. So just understand that if you want to know what they are right this second, your best way to find out is to give me a call, a text, an email. You can go to the description of this video. There'll be a link to my calendar if you want to meet face-to-face or through Zoom to go over it all. So I can get you that most updated pricing across the board. And again, if you haven't yet, make sure you like this video and subscribe to our channel. So that way, again, you are able to check out more of these amazing videos as we post them of some of these beautiful model homes here in the Jacksonville, Northeast Florida area. But getting back to the price incentives, right this second, the incentives that the builder is offering is definitely differing depending on what home you go with. But overall, what you're normally going to get with a builder like Mattamy is you're going to get a certain amount of incentives towards closing costs when you use their preferred lender. You are going to also have the possibility or the ability to get some preferred pricing on interest rates. So that is a huge piece of it, especially in today's world where interest rates are still elevated compared to the way where they were back in 2020, 2021, 2022. But also what's really cool is if you want to build with them, they normally will provide a certain amount towards the design center options before you have to come out of pocket yourself. So those are some great bonuses across the board that do vary. So if you want to know what they are right this second, you just gotta reach out to me. And then finally, the price. I know you've been waiting on the price. I know that I could have told you it sooner, but again, I wanted to wait till the end to give that to you. Save the best for last. But the price for this specific home starts right around $461. And it's gonna go from there depending on lot premium and the design and structural option you choose for it. That is an amazing price to be in this community. And ultimately, it's a price that you should definitely look into if you liked what you saw today on this video. So reach out to me if you have any questions, and I'll see you guys again in our next video.